the same deal that men have. In this episode, we are talking about women and the value of sitting together in circle. Our guest, Vanessa Wood, is mother to two beautiful boys, Willem and Alejandro. She is a practicing naturopath of 10 years and a shamanic craftswoman. She oversees and participates in several women's circles and is a magnificent flash mob 80s dancer with the famed Cassettes. And I absolutely love and adore her. And I'm so appreciative she's come on, to be with us today. Vanessa, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Beautiful. This is such an important topic, and
yes,
one that we kind of allow ourselves to drop into. So give yourself this next half an hour, 45 minutes, a little bit of space and time to honor these concepts, these ideas. They may not exactly sit exactly to the T with you, or you have your own experience and your own wisdom and your own knowingness and realities to share and to experience, but give space for this idea of women's voices and their values. So Vanessa, we wanted to talk basically about women sitting together in circle. What can you tell us about circle? What is circle?
Well, there's the idea of lots of women sitting in circle, be it, 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 50 to many. So the idea of circle is basically to create a container where we all see each other, we all hear each other, and it's this safety. And I think we can, as women, understand what that safety feels like when it's just one-on-one. That can also be considered a circle because we're, seeing our sister, feeling her. So that idea of circle is a beautiful metaphor for safety and the roundedness that women bring. It's not this linear, back and forth and that's it. We're curvy, we're round, we expand, we contract. So, that idea of women's circle is, for me, personally, I feel so safe when I sit with sisters. And there's agreements that we make, and we can talk about later on if women want to start women's circles, that we all adhere to when we sit in circles, so we can create that safety. So it's about connecting to other women and then connecting to ourselves, and that medicine of being heard, Sometimes some women have never been heard their whole life. Yes, they've spoken words, and yes, they've tried to speak louder or so on, but we're not always heard. And so when you're heard for the first time, it's beautiful and healing.
It's powerful, like you say, powerful medicine. And I think any woman who's sat in circle before, and one that's safe and nurturing, has had that experience, and who's had the opportunity and the willingness to speak and to share how they're feeling, then that they've had that beautiful experience of being heard, and the powerfulness of that, how deeply acknowledging and affirming it is to be heard.
That's right. And so simple, something so simple. And even sometimes I catch myself when someone's talking about something exciting, or that I feel that too, I agree, and I want to jump in. But if I can just hold back a little bit and hear my sister, that's not only medicine for her, but it's medicine for me, And that's the beauty of sitting in circle, because she who holds a bowl or the stick or whatever it is the one who speaketh. So we don't interrupt a sister when she's talking, even though we might want to say so many things coming to our head, to our heart. We want to give advice, we want to touch them when they're crying, to give them support, but to actually just allow the woman to be in her space. If they're tears, if it's laughter, if it's unknown, if it's something that doesn't relate to anything that we're, in inverted commas, meant to be talking about. It's just what the woman is going through, and we're there to hold her in that. And so, it's the practice is for everyone in the circle, not just the one who's talking or not just the one who's speaking. That makes it beautiful and rounded and holistic, wholesome.
That's so beautiful. And we'll talk a little bit more about the dynamics and the different types of circles, or the different ways women do circle, and how many women, and what they agree upon, like you said. But also would love to touch a little bit on, not so much the deep history, but kind of like, the very gentle looking at what it's been like for women in the past who've, you know, tried to gather, or how essential gathering is for women, and how maybe that's been disrupted over the years, or you know, what can you tell us? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, well, women have been gathering forever. There's no, there may be a set time in history, but I guess that's really irrelevant. You know, we've been gathering forever, be it when we're giving birth and we need our midwife or our doula or our sister or our mother, someone with us to assist us. Whether we're breastfeeding and we need someone to help us cook us a meal, whether we're out gathering and we need to all remember collectively where those berries are, where this, you know, it's that idea of we've always gathered together, and why not delve deeper when we've got that opportunity to gather. So back in the day, it probably would have been when we're harvesting and doing community stuff together in tribes, you know. But in modern day, it is, like I mentioned, cooking a meal for a sister who's had a baby or who's going through difficult times, you know, who's lost someone in their life, or something's going on, to be able to hold them in that way through listening or providing support in any way. So I guess the history is quite strong in that sense, but it's also been hidden to us as women. There's not this strong evidence in modern society that women gather. You know, it's still this. Sometimes when people ask about sitting in circle, it's still this, oh, what do you do? And this curiosity, which is wonderful, but also it's like, oh, I haven't heard of that before, but we all have heard of that before. And that brings me to that feeling of remembering that we have gathered forever and ever, and sometimes it's just a feeling that you feel with a sister, and it's that feeling that you can't put into words, but it might set your belly on fire in a beautiful way, or your heart just expands. That's that feeling in your bones that's telling you we've done this forever, and this is good, and this is healing, not only for us but for Pachamama, for the world, you know. And I know that's a big statement to make, but I really believe it to be true, that heart connection that women do so well, and men do beautifully also, but with us we have it in a different, you know, we have in a different degree, because we bleed every month. We have these cycles, these rhythms that keep us together. Childbirth keeps us together, breastfeeding keeps us together. Yeah.
So beautiful. We might quickly hop to a beautiful song and some announcements. We'll be back with you, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the specifics, or the dynamics of circle and the different ways women do circle. And you're with Pregnancy, Birth and Beyond. I'm Annalia Tia, and our beautiful guest today, Vanessa Wood. We won't be long. We'll be back with you shortly.
J'ai décidé de me faire du bien, de me faire couler un bain, d'étaler toutes les photos de moi, de les commenter de haut en bas. Je vais m'envoyer des fleurs, me parler que de moi, des éloges à haute voix, des roses pour me féliciter d'être moi. J'ai décidé de me regarder, de m'éplucher dans le miroir, de dévoiler tous mes atouts, de m'adorer de bout en bout. Je vais m'envoyer des fleurs, me parler que de moi, des éloges à haute voix, des roses pour me féliciter J'ai décidé de me désirer, de m'inventer des sensations, de crouler sous les émotions, de devenir mon obsession. Je vais m'envoyer des fleurs, me parler que de moi, des éloges à haute voix, des roses pour me féliciter d'être moi, des roses que je ne t'enverrai pas, des roses que je ne t'enverrai pas, des roses que je ne t'enverrai pas.
And that was Sandrine Kiberlan with Men Voyeurs de Fleurs, and it's from the beautiful Putumayo Presents Women of the World acoustic. And Putumayo is one of my favorite world music companies, and such a beautiful guy that kind of had this amazing vision to start this, just to go around the world and collect the most beautiful, organic, earthy, people doing their thing and put them together on CDs and send it out to the rest of the world. And very special. And so this is Pregnancy, Birth and Beyond. You're with Annalia Tia and Vanessa Wood in the studio. We're talking about women's circling.
Respect to the Bundjalung Nation. Bay FM 99.9.
Santos Organics is dedicated to ensuring our bodies stay healthy and our earth stays clean. Their product research ensures no genetically modified ingredients, no toxic chemicals and no nasties in any of their products. In their cafes and shops, they stock a healthy range of sugar-free, gluten-free and allergy-free products for the whole family. 100% not-for-profit, they are our community's choice for healthy families and a healthy earth. The heart of the Byron Shire, Santos Organics.
Join me in Sukasa, the closest place to home for your ears. Thursdays at 1, right here on Bay FM 99.9.
Okay, I'm back with you. Pregnancy, Birth and Beyond, Annalia Tia and Vanessa Wood talking about women circling. So we wanted to touch a little bit on the happenings inside of a circle, what actually happens and what's important when we do sit in circle and how we navigate that and all sorts of stuff, kind of an insider's view of that.
It's important to talk about because there might be some women who would like to sit in circle and might not know how to go about it and have never sat in one before, so how does it go? And it's really actually once you make the dedication, everything just seems to fall in place. So there's that trust that we do as women so well, that once we commit to something, we trust and it will unfold. So I guess, the basics, we'll just talk about what we do when we sit in circle. So we gather, we all agree on a time to gather, the frequency, whether it'll be once a week, once a month, and we gather at that time and we agree to stick to a time limit. So for example, say 2 hours, and we meet at the place that we've agreed to meet. And we sit and, we have a chit-chat and hug and kiss and say hello. And then...
So nice.
Yeah. Well, that can keep going on, so we have to...
We have to be careful of, how much chit-chat is allowed.
Yeah.
How much hugging and kissing.
And of course, it's important too, but to sit in sacred circle is very different to sitting and catching up with a girlfriend. And so we say hello and then we sit in circles. Some women like to gather in the circle according to where they are in their menstrual cycle. So whether you're day 1, which is bleeding, or so on. Some women who are going through menopause or pregnant or breastfeeding are with the moon, so they sit where they are in relation to the moon.